It's time for another episode of Principal Science. Hope you're having a great day. We got some great things for you today. I'm so excited. Enjoy a new episode of Principal Science.
May I just say, ozone. This is a molecule made of 3 oxygen atoms. It can be formed when electricity runs through our usual breathable oxygen, O2, or when O2 reacts with pollutants and smog to form O3. There's a layer of ozone high in the atmosphere that helps to protect us from the sun's harmful radiation. But when there's too much ozone near the ground, it can also harm our health.
That is our scientific word of the day. Our scientist of the day is Jack Horner. He discovered that dinosaurs cared for their young and some nested in colonies. He worked on reactivating dormant dinosaur DNA to hatch a modern-day dinosaur. So if you see in the movies, or any of the movies, Jurassic Park, that's where that idea came from what Jack Horner was trying to do. This day in 1994, physicists at the Department of Energy's Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory discovered the subatomic particle called the quark. The quark. If you want to know more about a quark, there is a little research task for you today. A little bit about a quark. But that was discovered on this day in 1994. It's time for a little brain science. So we started talking about grit yesterday. I want to continue talking about that conversation about grit. There are 5 characteristics of people with grit. 1, they're courageous. 2, they're conscientious, which means they're dependable, they're thoughtful. They're goal setters. They set goals. They say, hey, I'm here now. I want to be here. I'm going to work towards that goal. They're resilient. They don't give up. When a tough time comes, they push through. All right? They're confident and creative. Also, they focus on excellence, not perfection. It's very hard to be perfect, but everybody can be excellent. Okay? Excellent is more realistic than perfect because no one's perfect. All right? So keep focusing. Persevere. Have grit. That's our brain science for today. I have another story by one of my favorite authors, Kevin Hinckus. Those of you who know me know that Robert Munch and Kevin Hinckus are my 2 favorite authors. Now, since y'all been gone, one of the things I've been doing is spending a lot of time in all our gardens and taking care of those. This book is called My Garden. My mother has a garden. I'm her helper. I water, I weed, and I chase away the rabbits so that they don't eat all the lettuce. It's hard work, and my mother's garden is very nice. But if I had a garden, there would be no weeds, and the flowers would keep blooming and blooming and never die. In my garden, the flowers could change color just by thinking about it. Pink, blue, green, purple, even patterns. And if you pick a flower, another one would grow right back in its place. That'd be a really cool garden. In my garden, the rabbits wouldn't eat the lettuce because the rabbits would be chocolate. And I would eat the rabbits. If I planted seashells, my garden would grow seashells. If I planted jelly beans, I'd grow a great big jelly bean bush. Sometimes in my garden, good, unusual things would just pop up. Buttons, umbrellas, rusty old keys. In my garden, there would be birds and butterflies by the hundreds, so that the air was humming with wings. The tomatoes would be as big as beach balls, and the carrots would be invisible, because I don't like carrots. At night, the morning glories would stay open, shining like stars, and the strawberries would glow like lanterns. It's night now. Only the fireflies and the porch light are glowing. Before bed, I take one seashell from the shelf in my room and go to the garden. I poke the seashell into the ground. Who knows what might happen? I cover it with dirt and pat down the dirt with my foot. What are you doing? Asked my mother. Oh, nothing, I say. Just working in the garden. Seashell's developing little roots there. That'll be interesting. My Garden by Kevin Hinckus. Now time to demonstrate Newton's third law of motion. This is really cool. It's very, this demonstration is very calming for me. It drives some people crazy, but it calms me. All right, enjoy. Newton's third law states for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Force is always found in pairs. If the forces are equal in opposite directions, the objects will not move. The forces cancel each other out. If one force acting in one direction is greater than the other, then the object will move. Newton's cradle is a device that demonstrates conservation of momentum and energy. So when one ball hits the next, the energy is transferred and moves the other ball because it has a greater force. And it will keep going and changing direction and using the momentum. This is Newton's cradle, demonstrating Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal or opposite reaction. Well, there you have it, another episode of Principal Science. I hope you enjoyed. Ta-ta for now. See you tomorrow.